Ladies and gentlemen, Joe Biden has 1,875 boxes of photographs, documents, videotapes, and files given to the University of Delaware, in addition to 455 gigabytes of electronic records. He gave all of this information to the University of Delaware in 2012. This is the biggest story. This is the biggest, most important story going on right now in the campaign. Clinton did not endorse Biden. She never stated, I'm endorsing Biden for president. It doesn't even state that in his YouTube channel. She used the word endorsement like 3 times in 1 hour, about 2 or 3 times in 1 hour. It was never I endorse President with Biden for president. It was like this ambiguous. You have to watch it. Go check the segment prior to this one. You can actually hear the whole thing. Anyway, Biden is not going to be nominee. Hillary Clinton is going to be nominee. It's going to be the H.A. Goodman prophecy. It's the biggest political prediction of all time. And the fact that people think that this guy is going to be nominee with 1,875 boxes of photographs, documents, videotapes, and files, which could confirm that Tara Reid worked for Biden and filed a formal complaint, or could corroborate or confirm or be evidence that shows that she left the campaign for a specific reason. So I don't know if in the 1,875 boxes there's the actual complaint that Miss Reid, because, okay, the allegations are that in 1993, he engaged in this horrendous assault. Okay, but part of the allegation is that right when it happened, within that month, she notified the Senate staff of what was taking place. That her mother called in 1993 in Larry King Live, and you can hear her mother. The Intercept broke that story also, where you can hear Reid's mother saying, my daughter works for a prominent senator, and you know, there was a really horrible thing that took place, and she couldn't get anyone to help her pertaining to the horrible thing. Then you have 5 people who the story has been corroborated by. Again, none of this proves that Biden did anything, but it's a lot more. This is not just circumstantial evidence. This is it is circumstantial, but this is more evidence. If you want to call what happened with Kavanaugh when they said, well, you know what? It was in an unknown location, an unknown time, clothes on, nothing that Biden did, and they screamed at the top of their lungs, Biden was a really horrendous assault. And nothing. Stacey Abrams believes Joe Biden. Alyssa Milano believes Joe Biden. The left is completely devoid of any moral compass. The compass just goes it's like a Geiger counter that goes in any direction. As long as it starts wavering, the closer it gets to Democrats. So you have, oh, by the way, Bizarro World Goodman, the premier of Bizarro World Goodman, is below. Definitely subscribe to it. You will see the premiere, the initial episode of Bizarro World Goodman. I have another one, so I'll have another one today. And it's on. The channel has started. You can show your friends that actually sound like that, or family members, or actually don't. Don't show anyone that sounds or acts like Bizarro World Goodman, because they might get upset. Because it's such a great depiction. It's my cousin. Like Meta World Peace, one of the great basketball players of all time. This is Bizarro World Goodman. So I'm reading you actually, so subscribe to that, and I have another segment out, and it's a comedy channel. Let's get these those comedy segments viral. Right now they're only 5 minutes long, and there's no commercials, so you just enjoy it. It's pure comedy satire. Definitely tell your friends and family. If you're on Facebook and Twitter, share the Bizarro World Goodman segments. People will love them. But give me your thoughts if you've seen the first initial Bizarro World segment. In 2012, Biden delivered 1,875 boxes of photographs, documents, videotapes, and files. This is an Atlantic article written by Peter Beinart. Ladies and gentlemen, there's almost certainly information about Tara Reid because she was a staffer. There's almost certainly information about this woman because she left under because of obvious horrendous circumstances. It would be interesting to find out information as to why she left. Or there could very well be the complaint that she made. She made a complaint a month after. The allegation to the Senate staff. She has a criminal complaint with the D.C. police. That didn't happen with Trump. Trump doesn't have a track record or a history. He never had an assault allegation page on Wikipedia. That started in 2015 and 2016. Suddenly, when he became a nominee, he was a racist, a bigot, a Russian operative, and a predator, all rolled into one. One giant orange Cheeto Mussolini. Suddenly, Bill Clinton already had an assault allegation page, already settled out of court, already was accused of the most horrendous things, and that was when he was just running for president in 92. And the same people who screeched and yelled and engaged in this vapid, absurd pontification, these are the same people who are now silent. Crickets, nothing when it comes to Tara Reid and Biden because they don't have a moral compass. They're the biggest hypocrites. They're the most vile, insidious, two-faced, disingenuous, duplicitous hypocrites on the planet. And they will judge you, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, they will judge you. But when it comes to them, we have to vet and we have to really dissect and eviscerate these claims. We need an independent press to eviscerate these claims. So, this is an article in The Atlantic I'm reading, but in 2012, Biden delivered 1,875 boxes of photographs, documents, videotapes, and files, and 415 gigabytes of electronic records to his alma mater, the University of Delaware. They kept postponing the time to release this information until 2 years after. So get this, until 2 years after he leaves public life, which is a very ambiguous, broad statement, kind of like Clinton's endorsement of Biden. She didn't even endorse Clinton's going to be nominee. It'll be that fake, fabricated endorsement is even going to be more epic. I don't know what's going to happen. Could be, coach, I slid into second, tore my ACL. Could be that, God forbid. Whatever happens is going to be something where people say, well, how could you have predicted it? Well, I'm predicting something that there's no way to predict. So I'm predicting that something's going to take place where people are going to say there's no way to predict that happening. And then, guess who swoops in? Madam Secretary. Clinton is going to be nominee on the centennial of the 19th Amendment. They're not going to go with somebody who has these allegations. I believe that Biden is guilty. I don't believe that Trump is guilty or Kavanaugh. I don't. And I could get into a debate with anyone if that was the case. I actually do believe that Biden is guilty. With Trump, when things suddenly pop up and there's no pattern of behavior, Trump did not have a pattern. He was in the public eye for 30 years. So is Biden, but Biden was always touchy-feely. There are YouTube videos where he's actually in people's private space, and this is all throughout President Obama's administration. Trump was known as a germ freak. So then you have, the Access Hollywood tape is not a deposition, and nobody actually accused him of actually doing that. Biden not only is accused of actually having done exactly what was in the tape, but there's a criminal complaint, which the New York Times says, gosh, if there's a criminal complaint, you risk prison time and a fine. So it's interesting that nobody's risking prison time or nobody is filing a criminal complaint. If somebody does you wrong, you file a criminal complaint. You go to the authorities immediately. Immediately. I'm not judging anyone who doesn't. But I'm saying Tari did not. She should have gone immediately. In the Larry King call-in, her mother says, well, out of respect for the senator, and it was a different time period back then, so, but I do believe that Biden is that type of human being. Trump viewed things as a transaction. So $100,000 to Stormy, it was a transactional issue. You have Bill Clinton on a plane 20 plus times. We don't have to get into it. The deviants on the left are actual, true, legit. You just talk Anthony Weiner, twice, gets caught twice and then goes to prison. Eric Schneiderman pretends it's like a Dungeons and Dragons campaign every time he's in the sack. It's very bizarre. Allegedly. Just allegedly. Al Franken, the guy who is this liberal champion, has these bizarre photos and then forced himself upon a woman. I mean, you can go on forever. Justin Fairfax, the woman couldn't breathe, allegedly, or according to her. So you have just a litany of Ralph Northam, another issue. Ralph Northam, we talk about bigotry. We can go on forever. There is no moral compass on the left. It's just like this spinning clock. They just, whatever suits them, they screech and yell and complain, and they have the media amplify every message. Just like they had the media amplify something that Trump never advocated. And then they say, oh my God, people were harmed. Well, if you knew that it could harm people, why'd you amplify the statement that Trump never stated directly? But anyway, you have a situation where, ladies and gentlemen, there are 1,875 boxes. This is an Atlantic article saying Biden should release his papers. You have Fox News' Sean Hannity talking about this. You have writers at The Atlantic talking about this. This will sink Biden's campaign, or something else will sink Biden's campaign. This is a ship that hit an iceberg, and it's taking on too much water. There's no way for Biden to resurrect his campaign, no matter what media spins. Oh, well, we're unified. The left is not unified. Democrats are not unified. Clinton did not endorse Biden in any traditional sense. That's another public relations spin. Something will take place to where Biden has to pass the baton to Clinton. He started off by saying you should be president. Then he ends it by saying you should be president. And he ended it by saying, I wish I could endorse you for president. So this is not happening, people. Biden, very likely, I believe that what he did. I believe he did what he was accused of doing, because there's the 1993 call-in, because there's a time and a location, because Biden has a history of unwarranted touching and smooching and sniffing in a very bizarre way. They were focusing on Kavanaugh drinking beer in high school. And they were they were obsessed with it. They were obsessed with it. But apparently Biden and the endless, he even did something with an MSNBC anchor on television where he was moving his hand up and down in a provocative and suggestive manner, where the I forgot the MSNBC woman's name. This was just a couple of weeks ago. I forgot the MSNBC host's name, but oh my God, was it awkward. It wasn't just cringe, it was cringe times a million. And then he said, I shouldn't explain things that way. So it's very bizarre. Subscribe to H.A. Goodman's other channel. I'll have a segment up right now on that. Subscribe to Bizarro World Goodman. Tell your friends about this channel. Ladies and gentlemen, I know that I'm a one-trick pony, but it's actually, if you're a pull hitter and there's the green monster, this election, I'm telling you, I'll hit a lot over the park, well over the green monster. And, if you hit 270 and you hit 28, 32 homers, there's always a place for you. I'm a pull hitter pulling every ball to left field. I'm telling you, I might strike out, I might, but I'm telling you, there's always a role for that type of player. Clinton is going to be nominee, and when it does happen, I will have been the only channel to tell you what really took place in all of YouTube. Subscribe to H.A. Goodman's other channel. That's a great channel, too. I'm a little bit more myself there. And Bizarro World Goodman, my alter ego, my Tony Clifton. Tell everyone about that channel. Give me your thoughts. Thank you so very, very much. And thank you for subscribing to this channel, for your positive thoughts, for your positive comments, for your kindness and your support. Thank you.